Hello, everyone. This is Jay here, back with my NFL predictions for the 2022 NFL season. To recap week 4, I got 8 out of 16 predictions correct. Not my best, but maybe it was just flipping the teams around, I suppose. But let's get on to week 5. As a new week is new predictions. Number 1, Indianapolis at Denver. And I am picking the Broncos winning 17-14. Even though Denver's offense hasn't been up to par as what people expected, it's going to be a hard-fought defensive battle, and I believe the Broncos will get the better of it because in the past the Broncos, even under Vic Fangio, they've been super good on defense. They're going to just win that defensive thing out. Matt Ryan is going to probably have some trouble finding his receivers, as both running backs Jonathan Taylor and Javonte Williams are out. The other one, though, is Williams is out for the rest of the season, whereas Taylor isn't. But it's going to be a severe blow to the running game for both teams. Denver will just coming out on defense, and probably they'll give their team to kick a late field goal. Number 2, New York Giants at Green Bay, and I am picking the Packers winning 34-20. Daniel Jones, if you compare him to Aaron Rodgers stat-wise, you'll see that Daniel Jones has a lot more interceptions and turnovers than Aaron Rodgers. Well, Aaron Rodgers is just a better player than Daniel Jones. He knows what's going to happen, and so does the defense. I can expect Aaron Rodgers to throw multiple touchdown passes in the air, and I can expect the Packers defense to force Jones to turn the ball over 3 times, either on downs, interceptions, or fumbles. But nonetheless, it's Green Bay who's the better team, and they've always been the better team from the start. Despite both teams being 3-1, Green Bay they're just doing better. Number 3, Pittsburgh at Buffalo, and I am picking the Bills winning 31-13. Buffalo is just too good of a team on offense and defense. So I can expect Kenny Pickett to struggle a little bit, maybe one garbage time touchdown, but Buffalo, they're going to steamroll their way even through a half. Their defense is going to put on a show. Josh Allen is going to put on a show in the air and the ground. And yeah, it's going to be all Buffalo mostly, taking advantage of the whole game and time of possession. Number 4, Seattle at New Orleans, and I am picking the Saints winning in overtime 30-24. The Saints just have a better defense than Seattle, and as you previously saw against what happened in Seattle against Detroit, Seattle surrendered 45 points, and that's a lot, whereas New Orleans surrendered 28 points in the loss. But it's more of talent and key to situations and finding out what you gotta do. So I think New Orleans will bounce back. Seattle will probably lose this road game. Reason being, the Saints defense are too good. They're going to put both Lockett and Metcalf on lockdown, and they're going to put pressure on Geno Smith. And Seattle's defense, they're going to have trouble guarding the receivers. So it's going to be all New Orleans, but hard-fought offense. New Orleans is going to win it out in overtime. Number 5, Los Angeles Chargers at Cleveland, and I am picking the Chargers winning 30-29. Justin Herbert is the leading passer in the NFL. What other than that, Nick Chubb is the second best running back in the NFL as of right now, with the second most amount of rushing yards. So it's going to be a hard-fought battle on offense, but I think Los Angeles, what they might do is a 2-point conversion at the end, and they will try to fool the Browns. Maybe some fake punts, a lot of air plays, and yeah, as for Cleveland, I mean, Nick Chubb will have himself a game, but it won't be enough to win. It just won't be enough to win. Number 6, Houston at Jacksonville, and I'm picking the Jaguars winning in overtime, 27-24. I mean, Trevor Lawrence, he's done pretty well. He's found his damn footing in the league right now, and he seems to be in tempo, whereas Davis Mills and the Texans, they don't seem to be in tempo, or it's really hit or miss for them. But they are the only winless team in the league with 0-3-1. So I can expect Jacksonville to just beat Houston barely by a field goal. But in the end, Trevor Lawrence will have a better game than Davis Mills. Number 7, Chicago at Minnesota, and I am picking the Vikings winning 29-19. Well, Justin Jefferson and Kirk Cousins have been developing their chemistry together again, and they've been just putting on a lot of shows, a lot of plays, a lot of points, a lot of yards, so it's going to be a big night for them, perhaps. So, good luck guarding Justin Jefferson. And as for Justin Fields and his run game, you're going to get stonewalled. Number 8, Detroit at New England, and I am picking the Lions winning 35-32. Detroit has the number 1 scoring offense, but they just allow a lot of points and a lot of yards on the other side. So I can expect Detroit to just come out again with TJ Hawkinson, Jared Goff, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and the other people on offense to just put up a lot of yards and points. And I think New England too can put up a lot of points, but it won't be enough because Detroit, Jeff Okudah perhaps, might just come out with a big clutch play, setting up Detroit for the game-winning field goal. That's how it's going to happen here in Foxborough. Number 9, Miami at New York Jets, and I am picking the Dolphins winning 27-21. I mean, Tua is injured, but hey, guess what? You have Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. They're 2 fast players in the league. And they're going to put on the shelf on the Jets defense. I think the Dolphins defense, they're going to harass Zach Wilson and his crew around. So it's going to be mostly a Miami game in the Jet Stadium. Number 10, Atlanta at Tampa Bay. And I am picking the Buccaneers winning 38-27. Tom Brady's too good against, Marcus Mariota, but I think the Buccaneers will just get the better of it. They swept the Falcons a lot, so I can expect the Buccaneers to, again, dominate both sides of the team, offense and defense, and perhaps special teams. So Tom Brady, as you know, is the GOAT, and he's going to just put on show after show. Number 11, Tennessee at Washington, and I am picking the Titans winning 24-13. I mean, the Titans are getting back to square one. They're 2-2, whereas Carson Wentz and the Commanders have just been falling. They lost 3 games in a row, and I can expect them to be their 4th game in a row. So, as for the Commanders, it's just about putting a lot of points. They don't seem to be doing that. Carson Wentz has been harassed a lot by 2 division defenses. And whereas for Tannehill, they've been cruising. They just beat a division rival last week. And I think Derrick Henry might just do what he does. He might just stonewall through the defense. So it's going to be a fun game to watch on the ground and maybe the air. But Carson Wentz, I can predict he's going to be embarrassing as always. Number 12, San Francisco at Carolina. And I'm picking the 49ers winning 34-17. San Francisco is just a much better team than Carolina. Baker Mayfield may have some spectacular throws and sparks, but in the end, it's San Francisco. They're going to sack Baker Mayfield. They're going to strip the ball out of Mayfield and McCaffrey. And the defense, they're going to cover. Tuanga Hufunga's going to intercept that ball again, for all you know. And you got the offense, Jimmy G, George Kittle, Deebo Samuel, Jeff Wilson. Okay, you name it. They're going to have a great day on offense. They're going to exploit the the Panthers defense. So, it's going to be all San Francisco dominating every single part of the game. Number 13, Philadelphia at Arizona. And I am picking the Cardinals winning 30-27. Why Arizona? Why not Philadelphia? Yeah, Philadelphia is 4-0, but Arizona's 2-2. But I think Arizona, they're going to find a way to go 3-2. They cannot afford to be losing games that make them go below 500. And really, both teams are doing pretty good, to be honest. I mean, the Cardinals' defense may be big, but may have come up with some good plays. But in the end, it's going to be them trying to lock down A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, probably in the second half. So I can expect the Cardinals to completely dominate mostly in the second half, trying to make a comeback. They're 0-20 against the Raiders during halftime, but they bounced back 29-23 in overtime. So it's going to be one of those situations where Arizona is going to come back from a deficit. Number 14, Dallas at Los Angeles Rams. And I'm picking the Rams winning 24-20. I mean, when you enter the Rams' house, there's going to be a lot of lockdown by Jalen Ramsey. There's going to be a lot of pressure by Aaron Donald. And more recently, there's going to be a lot of tackling by Bobby Wagner. So these three players lead the defense. And whereas for the Cowboys defense, well, Trayvon Diggs and Cooper Kupp, that's going to be super interesting to watch. Micah Parsons looking for more sacks. I mean, he will get a sacks, but in the end, but I think Stafford will just overcome it. Stafford will overcome every part of the game, and he will throw some touchdowns to seal the deal. Number 15, Cincinnati at Baltimore, and I'm picking the Ravens winning 33-30. Well, Lamar Jackson has returned to his usual self. He's running the ball, he's throwing the ball, and he might just do it against Cincinnati. Lamar Jackson versus Joe Mixon is going to be super exciting to watch, but it's in Baltimore. Lamar's found his rhythm back. Joe has found his rhythm back as well, but not as much as Lamar does. And likewise, it's going to be a hard-fought game for both offenses. Lamar will just come up clutch in the end, using his legs and helping Justin Tucker make the game-winning field goal when the clock expires. Number 16, Las Vegas at Kansas City, and I'm picking the Chiefs winning 37-20. The Raiders just have a history of being owned by the Chiefs, and I can expect Kansas City to put a lot of points in the first and second half, probably making Las Vegas do some garbage time touchdowns. And even though you got Devontae Adams, even though you have him, you guys went 0-3 before beating Denver, and now you're going to face another hard team. So good luck to Devontae and Derek and the crew. But it's going to be all Kansas City, all Patrick Mahomes, all Chiefs defense, all Kansas City night. And that concludes week 5. If you haven't, subscribe to my channel and feel free to let me know in the comments how I'm doing. Other than that, have a great week 5.